Hello guys, so welcome to today's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on GFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program, for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, we'll start with today's news. So Rio Ferdinand will be one of the football pundits out there. Come as I call it, talk about Leandro Trossard, we Arsenal don't sign for January. So you call it to say Trossard is a masterclass signing for Arsenal. So the guy did tick all the boxes. In short, he has surpassed all the expectation we Mikel Arteta go set for him before the sign him. Because when you look the way Arsenal they play now, Trossard can play in multiple positions. He can come in and replace somebody like Saka if they want to make Saka go rest. He can come in and cover for Martinelli if Martinelli get injury. He can even cover for either of Jesus or Nketiah and play the false 9 role. So the guy is very good. He's tricky. He's both feet. He can locate a pass. The guy is very good. No wonder he has scored 1 goal and made 5 assists to get. Even Rio Ferdinand himself come as I constantly advise people like Sancho and people like Anthony, say make them they take more and more risk like Trossard. They should emulate a Leandro Trossard of Arsenal because the guy know the fear to take players on, know the fear to take risk. And in football, if you don't take risk, you won't get reward. See player nearer, move, you get shallow. I don't say Anthony going to do leg like this, do leg like this, like say that I don't understand what the guy they do. They just advise and say they emulate all these guys get. Arsenal are where they are because of the people who come into the club. People like Jorginho, people like Leandro Trossard, you get. People will come in and hit the ground running. People like Kivio, he didn't come in to hit the ground running. That one still you'll be like an understudy. He's still acclimatizing and blending, you get. So, but people like Trossard, people like Jorginho, they are already in the EPL. That's the difference between somebody who's in the EPL already and somebody who was imported. You get, when you are in the EPL already for many seasons, you already know how the league works. You get, so you don't need anybody to be telling you should be blending like a blender. So come in, hit the ground running, and produce results, which is what they have done. So it just be. So away from that, so Ray Parlour, come as I call the talk, say Arsenal's decision to sign Odegaard ahead of Maddison of Leicester was very key, like na masterclass decision. You can say Arteta really think and well, and say that decision has been vindicated. You get, because remember I said that time people they talk say Odegaard is never really good enough, and Moko no lie, Odegaard never played the way they play now as of then. You get, so we just collect the guy on loan, we just see 1 or 2 showing, we just like the way they play, and it was a cheaper alternative because Maddison they call price very high. So Arteta stuck with Odegaard. So okay, let's go with Odegaard. Let's see how things go. Now look at the Odegaard. Odegaard only improve. He gets, he improves on this guy. I know say this guy is a very young boy. He gets, so he still has a lot to play for many years to give us. He gets, even so when they give him that award of the player of the year, somebody talk say there are many things still going to come from this Arsenal side. You get, because we are playing the best game of our lives right now this season. So the guy just be very happy. And Odegaard can't even talk in your story self. Call the talk say for a lifetime he don't go loan many times. He gets go loan when they Real Madrid, you know, he grabbed a lot of attention because Real Madrid signed him at a very tender age because of his skill sets. But at the end of the day, they don't give him the atmosphere. You know, it wasn't conducive for him to shine. They sent him out to Real Sociedad, loan to Arsenal, loan to other places. At the end of the day, he now said he has found a home at Arsenal, and for here he is flourishing. And special thanks to the manager, to the staff, to the players, and especially the fans again, who are the 12th men again. So just thank everybody for their contribution to his success, and that's why we are enjoying what we are enjoying today. The guy and a visionary and a seer, the see die. Come on, if Odegaard is not there for that first level like this, are they happy? Even Kevin De Bruyne himself don't come outside call the talk say almost say the league don't change now. The league that you knew before, not the league now. So the reason why it be like say maybe Man City no dey feel hits like maybe 4 unbeaten run, like maybe 4 matches run, 5, 6, 7 matches run like they do before. Now because the lower teams in the league have spent well, everybody's not generating revenue and they are buying better players. As long as you are buying better players, it is now more difficult to beat the lower teams. That is why you can see a Bournemouth beating the Liverpool. That's why you can see a Brentford drawing with Man City. We see a Nottingham Forest disturbing Man City. All these kind of things. You can see it because the teams bought well. That is just the cocoa you get. You know, be like before we just they do 15 matches unbeaten run, just they go like that. It is not that easy. So back on the complaint. Well, At the end of the day, Man City are having the best season of their lives. At the same time, they never still come close to Arsenal. Imagine yesterday match where Man City play against Leipzig. Leandro scored 5 goals. 5 goals in one Champions League match. Get the guy all jump, enter highest goal scorer for Champions League with 10 goals. Get they beat Leipzig 7-0. Imagine that kind of thing. When one player score 5 goals, get that is the major problem Man City has. That collectivity we did there before, you don't change to one individual again. Instead of spreading the goals all around, one individual and they score everything. This guy, Odegaard, know how many goals he will score for this season, and that's what is affecting them in the league. All balls go to Erling Haaland, which is why he's causing them more harm than good. Well, at the end of the day, we're going to see how the season will end. Neil Ruddock will be one of the TV personalities for London. At the same time, he's a former West Ham player and a former Spurs player. You know, come and talk say if Arsenal win this league title, the EPL, saying go come up for London and he's never coming back because the bragging rights go do too much, because Arsenal will winning it after like 2 decades. We never win them. And you're gonna beg people like Man City, beg Pep Guardiola, beg Kevin De Bruyne, Alan, say I beg, come to our rescue. Say everybody waiting for London will not be Arsenal fan. They beg una, make una win the league, make una make sure say Arsenal no smell them, say Arsenal no near there, they no win them again, because the bragging rights it go do too much. You know go feel better. So you can beg them make the winner. Whoa. And so it just with me, I'm not surprised. People like Gary Neville said, they talk say Arsenal no go feel winner, say Arsenal go capitulate. By the time they play their matches, back-to-back games, strong games, get so now so then go scatter like a pack of cards. And one thing people don't understand is that it is quite true. Say Arsenal get games like Liverpool, games like Chelsea, games like Newcastle, and one other tough game against them. They get all those games. It is quite true. And Man City, it is quite true. At the same time, Man City also have their own tough game. You know that Man City are still going away to Brighton, and away at Brighton, we know how difficult that place can be. They're still playing Brentford, they're still playing Chelsea, they'll still play Arsenal. Yes, we too, we are a threat. They'll still play Arsenal, they'll still play Liverpool, they'll still play Chelsea. So, not be saying only us, they play strong games. And the fact that they are in 3 competitions and we're in 2 competitions, it will even affect them immensely. You get, because them now, don't forget, they are still in the Champions League, and the more they don't win now, they don't enter another round. The more they go another round, they will meet stronger teams. At the point, they will need to rest players and play. You know, all those kind of intricate, those little details, it matter in a long way. Same way we too, we are in the Europa League. So, not be saying that only us, they play strong games. And another thing that is key to this Champions League title race is the fact that we must make sure we are unbeaten at the Etihad. We will go to the Etihad, create our chances and score, because we always create chances. Our problem has always been that we are not prolific enough or clinical, true to make sure that we score all the chances we've created. At the Emirates, we played well and we lost against Man City. In the League Cup, we went to the Etihad, we played well and we lost against Man City. So this time in the EPL reverse fixture, we are going to the Etihad, must make sure we play well and win, not play well and lose. Because that has always been our mantra, so we must make sure say we break this deadlock. And against Liverpool, that place has always been our boogie ground. We always lose there traditionally, so we must make sure this season records will be meant to be broken there. So we'll just say everything will be. I don't believe say Juventus don't they willing to sell Locatelli to Arsenal for the summer. You see this man Locatelli for 2020 summer, Arsenal won't sign this guy from Sassuolo. The guy talks say I ain't never really want to come out because I think he played well in the Euro or something. One competition that I played well. So one side I say he never really want to come out for Serie A. Before you know, Juve go swooping, go buy him. Nah, the guy know they enjoy playing time for there. He won't come out now. And the major problem with all these Serie A giants, all these players, their top players, they say their aims and objectives. Now at the end of the day, they play for Sassuolo or maybe Torino or Lecce or whatever club that they play for. Their aims and objectives is to end up at Juventus. Juventus is like the old order. Again, they are the old ladies, and then they win everything until people like Inter, people like AC Milan, people like Napoli come break the status quo. You get, they break the monopoly of this Juventus, so they always win things. That's why I say Juventus come to struggle. Even Vlahovic wanted to sign him, he ran away saying at the end they go. So all this is now Locatelli now they talk say come join us for the summer. Should we be going for this kind of players that rejected us in the past? Should we be going for them and listening to them? Because now everybody don't say Arsenal are the new authority now. Everybody want to come from us. I tell when I say Aston Villa they disturb Arsenal, say they would like to sign Kieran Tierney. Say they really need the guy. He gets so I don't know how it will be, because the problem with make all these people come from that because the guy is very unhappy. He says he wants to go. He gets because as a professional you need game time. But you're supposed to understand say if we want to build squad depth like Man City, we must get players who go for the bench, and those players who are on the bench should be as good as the first 11, and that's the problem we are having. The same reason we make Jesus come off for Man City. come join us. Same reason makes Zinchenko come up for Man City, come join us. Now if you make it and send it come up for Arsenal, go join another club. That is just the truth. That's the nature of the game. Nobody wants to stay on the bench. Everybody wants to be part of the winning culture. So the guys say won't come out. People like Newcastle, the reason us the one sign out. People like Aston Villa, the reason us. In fact, Newcastle Eddie Howe will be their coach. Don't tell their hierarchy, say make them give up kid and say really need the guy. Well, if he go, so fine and good. We'll go find another player who will sign, because we cannot sacrifice Zinchenko for Kylian, even though we know they are two different type of players. So it will make sense make Kylian just get patience and play Champions League football with us next season. About Kevin Campbell said, don't come outside, call the talk, say William Saliba, say the guy that better centre back than Ben White, say because you know, say last season and Ben White will use pair Gabriel Magalhaes. Maybe say Gabriel Magalhaes will be the aggressor and Ben White will be the sweeper, just wait behind. Any ball will come, the sweeper. But this season, we can say, okay, Saliba, take the mantle of leadership there, and you, Ben White, go right back. So everything can flow well. So when it comes to speed, Saliba is a faster player. When it comes to height, the taller player. When it comes to reading the game, to understand the mind, the psychology of the player, the number 10, where you want to throw the pass, Saliba gets more than Ben White. So Ben White sometimes they go out of position, and how many errors in this football this season has Saliba made? Saliba is cool, calm and collected. That's why I call him zero joy. He doesn't smile. The guy just stay there, they mind the business. You can't wind him up because he no send you. You get now all those kind of guys will be wind up. Saliba, if you like cussing, mama, if you like anything, they looking like this. They're playing football, you know they smile. You get, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. About George Graham, will be former Arsenal coach, don't come outside call it talk, say Arsenal are the favorites to win this league title, because like I always say, they have the hunger, they have the burning desire it takes to win the league. And this league, a lot of uncertain things that happen. Nobody don't hit like 10 matches unbeaten, 20 matches, or like normal like the way it was before. Everybody's struggling, and people really pay attention to some games of people where they struggle, people where they go relegation. Those people, they are ready to die because they don't want to go play for championship, they don't play for the EPL. So games like that, don't be surprised if you see Man City now beat Leipzig 7-0. Their next match for EPL now, they'll come capitulate like a pack of cards, because they're playing against a Liverpool who are eyeing the top 4 spots, and Liverpool today they go play Real Madrid. So if they come out, their full attention will come be the EPL. So anything can happen for that match. I won't be surprised if this Liverpool side knock Man City on that day. I won't be surprised if Man City said knock them. They don't go come to me as sorry, because those are two heavyweights that are usually the traditional front runners for the EPL title. But this season, everything gone different. So we'll just watch it. Bukayo Saka said, don't come outside, call the talk, say Arsenal hold meeting with the PGMOL. Gets over the way teams, they take the tackle arm. So make them take them easier, maybe the referee they protect them. Even though Saka call the talk, say don't even send Arsenal, so they just do them on his behalf. He gets onto the way defenders they rush him, makes sense. Actually they won't kill him. And Saka said, don't come outside the talk, say him when they grow up, they watch Arsenal football, his mentor was Alexis Sanchez, and Sanchez is the fouler and well gets, but the fouler will stand up, shrug him, move on. Yes, so now what himself they do, that is why he's able to play consecutively, consistently about 70 games for Arsenal in a row without getting injured or being replaced for anything. Instead, he go play the match, if like the pen and they will come out at midway. But say maybe miss one match or more for the EPL, the guy is eyeing the top record of playing the most consecutive games in the EPL. So we'll just watch as everything go. So my dear football lovers, if you don't watch yesterday, you check the top left corner of the screen. You'll see the thumbnail. Click on so that you get all Arsenal updates as they drop all over the world. So CHUKS signing out. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll get out.